Hi, there's Roger V from Swift Web Designer, and I want to talk about hosting versus management. These are really two separate issues. Now, management includes hosting. However, management is much more than just hosting. Pricing for all of this is really nominal. The only reason we even take this time is because sometimes people have already purchased hosting and they don't want to pay for that twice. Over the last decade, hosting has become really a commodity service. If you look around enough, you'll find $1 hosting, and when it comes to hosting, you sort of get what you pay for. You don't want to use those accounts for your main business website. Really, the difference of what we offer versus some bare bones hosting account is that we maintain all the code on the server. We solve problems even in times of crisis. So for example, with a bare bones hosting account, they will pretty much set up some space for you and then give you access to it, and that's about it. Really what you're renting is space on the web from them. Now, with limited service, what you are renting is basically space on a server that is connected to the web, and that's it. Now, even within that space, quality varies widely. There are companies that are OC3 connected with redundant connections to the internet and much more rigorous uptime. There are companies with very discount pricing that might look attractive. However, if your site goes down or if your site gets hacked, you'll quickly find out the difference between a quality host and a budget host. So even among simply hosting, there is a variety of service. All of our projects are hosted on our server, and this same data center and hosting company provides service to Starbucks.com, to Nike.com, to ABC, to NBC Universal, Sony, Warner Brothers, Toyota.com, thousands more. So what that really means to you is more reliable uptime that's going to be basically 100%. Included with our management, and this is not included with budget hosting, is software maintenance. Now, when PHP comes out with a new version, or with WordPress upgrades, or whatever software there is, with budget hosting, you're left on your own, and you will have a problem. If you're totally focused on price, you'll find that you're being penny wise and pound foolish, and when that will show up is when your site gets hacked by either a spammer or a hacker with malicious intent. With our managed services, we will constantly be upgrading, and sometimes this is once a day that we need to upgrade code on the server that is relevant to your site. It is really that often that we are responding to spammers and threats in the marketplace for malware and that kind of thing, hacking attempts. Also included with our maintenance is basically hacking insurance. If someone were to ever get into the system, and we've had multiple repeated attempts and nobody's ever succeeded, and knock on wood it stays that way, we take careful steps to ensure that is the case. We take full responsibility for that. With a budget hosting a company, they'll simply tell you how to fix it. But the cold reality is, unless you're a programmer, there's no way you would ever be able to do it. Even sometimes programmers aren't able to eradicate this, and that's simply because the hackers are very inventive at covering their tracks. It's much easier to keep them out initially than it is to lock them out once they've broken in. However, if they were to break in, and we've dealt with that on a consultation basis before, we have the ability to do what needs to be done to secure your property. Another difference is that budget hosting will provide you a set of do-it-yourself tools and then push you to go do it, whereas we do everything for you. If your site were to go down at 3 in the morning for some reason, you simply call us, we handle everything. Truth be told, that should never be happening because we monitor the server on our own, but that's part of what it is that we do. If anything ever did happen, we respond to the threats or to the code, whereas a budget hosting simply will just tell you how to fix it. Definitely worth the mention is backups. We have much more rigorous procedures, and all code on our server is backed up to multiple countries, to multiple different servers, and we make security a very high priority. We've got much more rigorous backup procedures and security procedures than any of our clients ever will, because this is our business. But that's part of what you're paying us for, is that you need to do it. If you don't, it is only a matter of time. You are playing with a ticking time bomb. If you don't believe me, just Google for malware intrusion, how do I get them out? And you'll find plenty of posts of people who are extremely frustrated trying to eradicate a scammer or a spammer or malware from their existing code. Like I said, pricing on our maintenance is extremely nominal considering what you get. Worth a mention is that domain ownership should always be by you. Your domain is really your real estate, and that's an investment to your business long term. There are some companies who will try and lock you into something or hold you hostage, or they will own your domain, and if you read the fine print, they can charge you additional fees for moving that domain to another company. We believe that you should have absolute control of your domain, point it to our servers, and you need to retain control of that because that's a long-term investment into your business. I hope this has helped you. Take the next step with your Swift Web Designer consultant today.